All right, coming up on this episode of Watch Culture, Mike and I are going to be talking about 2003 movie.
Smash hit, The Room.
That's right, and we're really excited about it because this movie is the worst movie I've ever seen.
Yeah, it is the Citizen Kane of bad movies.
But we'll get into that in a second. You're going to want to check this out. All right, we're back for another episode of Watch Culture, the show where we give you recommendations on movies you should be watching. Today we're talking about
the early 2000s smash hit for some people. The Citizen Kane of bad movies.
the rebel without a cause of dramas.
Tommy Wiseau's masterpiece of a movie.
Holy shit. Yeah.
The Room.
Holy shit.
It's
yeah.
I've been waiting to talk about this one for a while.
I know. You know, it's funny because literally every time we get together, Mike talks about The Room, and it like comes up organically, not. Or maybe not, I don't know.
But, oh, no, I force shoehorn it into every single conversation we have.
And this time we didn't have to do that because we planned it. So we're actually talking about The Room. So I'm going to let you talk about it. I know it's a very personal, this is going to be very personal for you. So we'll hold it with kid gloves as much as we can.
So for those of you who don't know what The Room is, it's, like I said before, it is lauded as the worst movie you will ever see in your lifetime. Like, you see movies like Sharknado or other B movies like Sharktopus or anything like that. But for The Room, it's a special case because while those movies set out to be bad on purpose, this movie was supposed to be Tommy Wiseau's, who, by the way, was the executive director, the writer, the executive producer, the writer, the director, and the lead actor in this movie.
He does it all.
Yep.
And really badly.
Yes, I will say that.
Yeah.
But it's
financing, I guess.
Fun fact. He financed this on his own with a mysterious amount of cash that people to this day do not know where it came from.
Or how much he really dumped into the movie.
There have been rumors saying it's like, $6 million that he poured in? But again, all of it allegations, and nothing has been confirmed, even by Tommy himself.
Yeah, but we do know that he bought the camera equipment.
Yep.
So he bought, not only did he buy 35 mil, he also bought digital camera. And shot with both of them simultaneously.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good.
And another thing that's really interesting about this movie is that it was shot so quickly, and the reason why it was shot quickly is because there's so many takes of the scenes, because often Tommy would be the one forgetting his lines, and he wrote the movie. So they, like, for example, the Oh Hi Mark. How does it start? I did not hit her.
So he barges out of a door, and I kid you not, this is, I'll try to do my best impression for you. It's not true. It's bullshit. I did not hit her.
Yeah, that part.
I did not. Oh hi, Mark. And that last part, that wasn't a cut or anything. That's exactly how he transitioned, like that burst of a burst of outrage into oh, hey, Mark.
And then, so there'd be repeated takes of the scenes, and the movie took so long to shoot that I think they actually had like half of the cast leave, including film crew.
Yep.
They had so many issues with production, and on top of it, he threw like money into the billboard.
Yep.
For like 5 years.
To promote his movie.
Yeah. So there's all these weird things surrounding the movie, and I think the reason why people find it so compelling is that there's like such a mysticism around Tommy Wiseau.
Well, for me, the reason why I got I'm in love with this movie is just that it's so bad. You can't believe that somebody actually thought this was a work of art. Yeah. And then you watch it and you're going, this is awful. Yeah. But for some reason, I'm having a really good time because, again, you're so dumbfounded that by like the lines in the movie, the way like certain scenes were framed, and just the editing, and like
just like full scenes that are out of focus.
Oh yeah. So like we really took a deep dive into like all this, like the little things about this movie. But for those of you who don't know what The Room is, it's like a personal story of this man named Johnny, played by Tommy Wiseau, and he's written out to be like the greatest guy of all time.
Yes.
Like he helps out his seemingly like I don't know if he had like the character of what was the little guy's name? Like,
Denny.
Denny.
Yeah.
So he helps out like this kid, like this neighbor of his, like a little kid who's played by like a 30-year-old or something like that.
Yeah.
And he helps like become like this giant father figure, and he's a successful banker, I think. And everybody knows him as like this really good guy. But then his girlfriend Lisa, who he intends on proposing to.
Also, and he never calls her his like wife or his girlfriend or his fiance. He always says my future wife.
Yes, which is again, and I don't know what Tommy Wiseau was on when he was writing this, but there are like some words that were just like, I don't know
if you know this word.
Yeah, we call them you can call them like a partner or girlfriend or fiance, not, and he uses the word future wife very often.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then Lisa really starts out of nowhere. It is not established that she was getting bored of the relationship, but she just goes on and cheats with Johnny's best friend Mark.
Right.
And then the whole movie revolves around that weird little love triangle that is and it's just, I think it's just like a giant like thing to stroke Tommy Wiseau's ego. That's kind of, because again, throughout the movie there's multiple parts where we're going, but Johnny's my best friend, and like Johnny's like such a great guy.
And another thing, and that's such a really good point. A lot of things happen in the movie that are like obvious things in film, like framing devices. Like for example, saying someone is your best friend repeatedly instead of just showing it. Like they could have shown. I saw this review, and I can't remember if it was Jeremy Johns or if it was Chris Stuckman or who, but if someone said, why wouldn't you just have an establishing shot at the beginning of the movie showing them playing football? And you know that Mark and Johnny are friends. But instead, he doesn't show up till like 30 minutes in the movie. And then from there on, he constantly is saying, my best friend, Johnny. And like, it's just, there's a lot of awkward things.
It's always funny because after each of the, like after Greg Sestero, who plays Mark in the movie, after he delivers that line, he like immediately like sleeps with Lisa. I'm like, yeah, some best friend you turned out to be, bud.
Yeah.
But and it's cool. Like, what I love about this movie is how it has become this giant phenomenon across, like, I think, is it international, or would you say just like in North America?
No, I would say it's international at this point.
For those of you who don't know, like, most cities will actually play this movie like once a month. We have a local theater here that shows The Room on the first Friday of every month, and there's like a dedicated crowd that will go up. Some people will dress up, but like one of the coolest things ever is that you're encouraged to like yell out lines or quote the movie, and there's like these little in-jokes with each theater that you do. Like one of the big ones is that
or when they're doing like the panning shot of San Francisco.
Yeah, so like there's a lot of stock footage of the camera just panning across the Golden Gate Bridge,
and you're supposed to go
yep,
go
all the way to the end. And when you reach the end, everybody just cheers, and it's the best thing ever,
and also the worst thing.
Yes,
but that's not the only thing. Like, there's weird shots of spoons throughout the fucking movie.
It's there's little, I don't know who designed the set. I'm willing to bet it was Tommy Wiseau, but for whatever reason, throughout the movie you'll see like in the character's house, little portraits of utensils, and most of them are spoons. So at like movie theaters, you're encouraged to bring plastic spoons so that whenever you see it on screen, you yell out spoons, and everybody in the theater hurls plastic spoons into the air. Right. It is such a good time, and it's one of those movies where you'll have quite possibly the most unique experience.
And it's always better, I think you touched on this really well, it's always better to watch it with a group of people, and it's also immediately more satisfying on your second viewing of the movie.
Oh yeah, definitely, because
the first time you're absorbing it, right?
Yep. And then the second time around, you're kind of really picking up all these little, like, dumb little things.
Yeah. I heard this theory, and I'm going to accept it as true because it's the thing that makes the most sense to me, that Tommy Wiseau is actually an alien.
I'm willing to believe that.
And he's from another planet, and the reason why he organized the movie this way is that he actually saw the world from like up in his spaceship. And he like was like panning across, like in the show Invader Zim, and he actually saw like a bunch of people going to a wedding and people playing football, and then he just like connected all these things together.
It's like, oh, this is what normal people do.
And then all these things are just kind of together in the movie. And again, like I said, it's not my theory, but I'm accepting it as the real
I'm
truth.
almost 100% willing to accept that he's in it. Like, I don't even know where he's from.
No.
I haven't been able to find anything that confirms his, like, place of origin.
No. He says he's from Louisiana. He also says he also later said he's from like Eastern Europe and France at one point, which is also why I think he's calls himself Tommy Wiseau, because he took the French word for bird, which is oiseau, and added the W of his last name to it. So that's his stage name. I don't know if you knew that.
Oh my god. What a man, what a character, dude.
Yeah.
Like, if you get a chance, please Google Tommy Wiseau and look at the images. He is an enigma.
Yeah. This movie is, I mean, part of the reason why we're recommending is, and we're going to do a video about the movie later on, but part of the reason why I think you should watch this movie is that it's created, like Mike said, this really interesting cult around it. But there's this really good movie that came out recently, and maybe Mike disagrees, but we'll let him keep his opinion for now, called The Disaster Artist, which is a story that Greg Sestero came up with about his experiences filming The Room with Tommy Wiseau and cast. And it's written and directed by James Franco, who's also another kind of weird Hollywood guy. Like, he's kind of been on the fringes of Hollywood for a long time. And this movie was his, like, I guess, Citizen Kane, if you want to use the reference again.
Yeah, it's probably one of his better movies that he's done, even though, like, he plays, like, an outrageous character, because like, he stars as Tommy Wiseau in this movie. Like, even though he stars as Tommy, like, really digs into the accent, I think, like, it was a really well done movie that opened up our eyes to, like, how this movie was actually made. But I guess we'll get into that later.
We'll park that for now. We'll leave that for the actual episode. So that said, we hope you enjoyed our discussion about The Room, and that you take the time to watch the movie if you haven't seen it yet, and hopefully it's rekindle your desire to watch it if you've already seen it. So share, like, comment, subscribe to the channel, leave, like I said, leave some feedback, and of course hit the bell for notifications. That said, this has been Watch Culture. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you next time. Okay, so I want to try something. I started doing this by myself, but now that I have my friends here, it actually makes it easier, because if I have no friends. I want to do a quote.
all right.
You want to do what?
Oh,
quote.
Hi, Johnny. What's going on?
Oh, hi, Mike. What's new?
Oh, actually, Johnny, I got a bit of a tragedy. On my hands, yeah. Me and Michelle. Oh God, this scene. Me and Michelle, we were making out in your place.
Ha ha ha.
And Lisa and Claudette sort of walked in on us in the middle of it. That's not the end of the story.
Go on. I'm listening.